All right. So, in the spirit of you guys getting to know me a little better, which it's okay if you don't care, you don't have to watch. Um, I would like to give like a little bit of a background of my romantic relationships and kind of a little bit of what they left me with and like how they taught me moving forward. So, early on, we're gonna go back to high school. My first love was 16. First woman I ever dated. And within this relationship, she was very deep and complex, very um, amazing communicator, good with her words. Um, I would just stay up on the phone listening to her describe shadows and the way the light would move through the trees, and her mind captivated me. She was very passionate and very smart. Um, Within that relationship, she did tend to make me feel dumb. It was just as simple as a look she would give me that made me feel freaking just dim as hell. And also, she made sure to tell me that if anyone else had my body type other than me, that she would not be interested. But because I am who I am, she was with me. So it was like a backhanded compliment. And I already had a hell of a lot of self-conscious, very low self-esteem back in the day. And so I definitely felt it was like a you're lucky to be with me kind of situation. And there was this whole thing with another high school partner where I dated them back and forth. I fucked them both over. I take responsibility. I learned in high school that I no longer ever care to cheat in my life because of how I made them feel. I wasn't doing it to be malicious. I wasn't necessarily doing it for selfish reasons, but it was selfish. They both were completely different. The one that I met, my first love, was outside of high school. I met her through various chain of events that didn't seem like it should have happened, but it did. And then the other one was I met in high school, and she was fun-loving, goofy, silly, playful, super sweet. So, I know Twilight's not everyone's favorite, but I read the books before the movies came out. The movies sucked, I know. But the books, I had an Edward and a Jacob. My first love being Edward, the high school love being Jacob. I love them for very different reasons, and if I could have melded them into one person, it would have been perfect. Um, but alas, high school romance did not last. After that first relationship, the first love, um, I met someone online. This person I did not know was going to be my most toxic relationship I'd ever dealt with. Um, it was the opposite to where I was almost fetishized. Is that, I don't know if that's how you say that? Where I was the most beautiful, thick, tall, you know, güera, because they were Hispanic. And the passion, the possession. She wanted to possess me. And I considered that love because the other one was so kind of loosely attached. Like, I love you, but like, I wish you weren't necessarily like this in this way. And so this relationship lasted over 3 years, and it was the most abusive, mentally traumatizing, emotionally traumatizing relationship. Um, I feel like a lot of us soft people have to actually have those relationships, unfortunately, as a soul growth, because you have to learn to take your power back. You have to learn your value. You have to learn to not take shit. Um, and it did leave me with many triggers that I have been working on for years now. But it also made me a very strong individual. It made me have to have a backbone, whereas I didn't before. So I am blessed that it taught me so much, even though it was very tough. There was a short stint of a relationship from a girl out of town, and what that taught me was no one is safe. I thought she was safe. I thought this person won't hurt me because they've been hurt too, so therefore we're safe together. We're not going to hurt each other. Don't judge people based on, your assumptions, because that ended up going pretty toxic pretty quick. And I'm not going to get into a lot of details because they are personal, even though I'm not naming anybody. And then the most significant relationship of my life, my ex Jess, which I will name because a lot of you people who have followed me for years know who this person is. And I got permission from her to talk about our history and our past together. She started out very emotionally rudimentary, if that makes sense. She knew happy, sad, mad, hungry, hangry, She didn't have a complex emotional system. She had never been emotional. She was very shut down in a lot of ways. Freaking beautiful human being inside and out. Literally, gorgeous. And so deep, but could not articulate or communicate. Had never learned to really articulate feelings or how to speak upon them or even the words to use to express herself. So I took the time to unfold her. And it was the deepest relationship I've ever experienced, even though she could not meet me there. She loved me as much as she possibly could. But unfortunately, when you are a complex soul with a lot of depth, some people just can't swim to those waters. It's a little scary. It's too much. It's outside of their comfort zone. It's very vulnerable for them. So it didn't work out. She did all the things that a first love would do. I knew from the beginning, your first love is probably not going to work out like I wanted to. But loving her taught me about how intensely and loyally I can love somebody. And I will never regret anything about that relationship. I'm going to stop there because it's getting a little long and I have more to talk about. So I'm going to end this here and I'm going to pick up another time with what's happened after that relationship.